Who's easier to love?
Now we are.
Now we're talking about ET poop.
What?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Don't judge me.
the NAT30s. Yay! We have we still only have four players at the moment, but we will have a fifth player in about 30 minutes. Welcome in to everybody. I see you, Initiative League, and Cheese Cat. And that's all I see so far. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be continuing with the Bums of Greenest main campaign, and some of you have never seen the, hold on, which direction? Lovely face that is above to my right on your screen. But one of our players has returned, and so Lauren, we missed you.
It is crazy that we've gotten so many new followers and viewers that they have not seen the full original crew.
Yes,
Yeah.
It is true. We still are likely to be without Ava, Danya / Rachel, but fingers crossed, it could happen if toddlers allow, but they are not very forgiving, those toddlers. And then Annie will be joining us in about 30 minutes. So.
And he's not a toddler, but I mean, one of ours was screaming, "I'm going to kill you!"
Yeah, he threatened to kill me a couple times today, so, you know.
Nice.
That's parenthood.
It's when you give him one of those "Aw, you sweet little oops," "Oh, you little nerd." Drop that elbow.
I had him on the other side of the door, because I closed the door and was telling him to go sit on his bed to calm down, and so I'm holding the door closed because he goes crazy, and then he hurt himself and he's screaming, "You hurt me, Mama! You gave me a boob!" I'm like, I am literally on the other side of this door.
We're lucky it's not window
you.
open season time.
Hey, Bearded Fortress, nice to see you. Welcome in. I know, pesky toddlers. I've told Lauren and Rachel, but I've told Rachel, if I knew all my friends were gonna start finally playing D&D after 20 years of me asking, I just wouldn't have had my kids. Just kidding.
Now she told me.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with my sons. So we have announcements. I'm going to kick off with our partners. Our partners, that's what it is. That's what we start with. So we are part of the Compound Network, which is a group of South Coast Massachusetts creators collaborating together. We have the Compound Network, who are actually live right now playing Gasland, if you wanted to check them out. We will eventually be streaming over on their channel, as they have a live studio that we will eventually, hopefully, fingers crossed, be playing in together on a real life table with terrain and minis that are painted by our friends at the Brush Republic and printed by our pals at Fusion Forge 3D Printing and Moral 3D Prints. All of the links are in the chat. And also Counterclockwise, they play Weiss, the card game. They're going to get started again. The pandemic really hit them hard because of it's kind of the type of game you have to play in person. It's not easy to translate it over to virtual like we've done. So as soon as that can be done, they'll be back up and rolling. That leads us over from our partners to Roy.
Word of the week. This week is Wicked. That's held over on Tuesday from
Wicked.
Our awesome Wicked guy. From our Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated crew. If you go to one of our 3 affiliated stores that we're working with, if you're local to Massachusetts, it's the Armory in Fairhaven, Tabletop Games in Westport, or Twilight Comics in New Bedford. If you go there to the front desk, they'll have a little can with our beautiful faces on it, and you write on one of the cards the word Wicked, and pop it in. Just like that, you get entered into a chance to win a $10 gift card. We encourage you guys to visit all 3. They're really awesome people that own and work in these stores. So if you're local, yeah, check it out. It's the Armory in Fairhaven, Tabletop Games in Westport, and Twilight Comics in New Bedford. And that leads us over into our Patreon, which has a lot of cool stuff. Take it away, Pat.
Yes, so if you want to help support our stream, you can come and join our Patreon. Right now we have 2 tiers, a $1 and a $2.50 tier. Gets you various access to all sorts of things behind the scenes, different homebrew items, NPCs, character backstories, and some other behind the scenes things that we're all kind of working on together. And I want to give a quick shout out. We have a couple new Patreon members this week. We have Demon Gung. Did I read that right? Yes, Demon Gung.
Gund. Like German, sort of. That's how
and we also have
pronounce it.
Demon Gund.
Demon Gund.
Goldilocks 72 and Initiative League is now all part of our Patreon. Thanks for your support.
Yay.
And if you want to support the stream but don't want to listen to us any more than you already do, you can check out our merch store. I think, am I pointing the right way this time?
That's right.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Catch it. It's my turn. Check
First
us
time,
out
finally.
on TeePublic. It is tpublic.com/the NAT30s, where you can get cool stuff
exclamation merch.
like this.
Oh.
Look at
I'll
that.
do it.
The Bones of Venus.
Hold on, what do we see? Fit check. Fit check. Check the drip, everybody. Come on, what are you wearing? What is it, Pat? No. Pat, no.
I think it's just me and you.
Sorry.
Me and
I have a blanket.
you.
Sorry. I can only represent so much before
Oh, I have. Oh, wait,
ultimately
hold on. I
comes
do.
back in rotation.
I have something. Hold on. Sorry.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
Yes, there you go.
Damn.
I was gonna say if you look inside the Twitch, you just see like,
Gonna knock yourself out.
hold on.
Well, yes, you can get these lovely designs and more on our TeePublic shop. It doesn't have to be t-shirts, it could be sweatshirts, it could be onesies if you want to put a severed goblin head on your child, because, why not? That's always fun. I wish they had hats. That's one thing that they don't have. It's like I wish they did hats, because I'd totally take a hat with like the bums or the goblin or something like that. I have probably like 4 or 5 designs that I have not put up yet, but will put up. One of them I think I'm going to put in the Discord maybe tomorrow, and you guys can vote on it for the Zan shirt.
If Izzy was wearing one of these with the goblin head on it, she would have rolled a 20 for intimidation against her toddler. You want to be on a shirt? No.
So yeah, check out our stuff there. Also masks. Got masks on there because we still need those. And
You still working on a jiggle shrimp design?
the jiggle shrimp, I don't know when that will. Yeah, I mean, I haven't. It's in the back burner. Like I haven't drawn it yet, but
Yep.
it's on there. Lauren's looking like jiggle.
No, she her head pops up like jiggle shrimp. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I know you boys well.
Yes, you do. Yes,
And
you do.
there will be a sale. The last sale of March will be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you do want to pick up some merch, wait till then. Buy it on discount.
And a couple of giveaway announcements. So tonight we have another wonderful, gorgeous giveaway from Bea D&D or BDND, BEADND. So I'm actually going to open it. Oh my god, I have to open it up right now. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. So many things to keep track of. I still cannot keep track of all of the things. So I'm going to open the Bea D&D. It is a Dragon Eye t-shirt. And all you have to do is type hashtag BEADND and you can enter to win the t-shirt. It should come around on the little thingy above my head at some point during this stream, multiple times during the stream. Windrick, thank you for the follow.
Hello.
So So that's tonight's giveaway. So feel free to enter that. We've had Beluga, who's already won a T-shirt, and Goldilocks won a T-shirt recently. So our monthly giveaway, which you can enter to win. Thank you so much, Windrick, congratulating us on reaching 500 followers. Thank you. We appreciate it. It's been a wild ride.
So we have 501 now?
We have 503.
I think 502.
Actually,
Oh,
503.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Yeah. So
Yeah, Pat was telling me what are we in now? What's the percent?
Oh, but that like fluctuates every day. It's like goes up and down like every day.
I got to give my kids something to brag about our old man with at school.
Baz E
That's why I'm
Games is in
obsessed
chat
with
too.
We're still in the top 2%.
Nice.
Just that makes it easiest.
Yeah, there you go. Baz E Games, thank you for joining us. So our monthly giveaway this month is a copy of the Adventure Begins D&D board game. That is courtesy of The Compound, which again, they are streaming right now if you want to hop over and follow them so that you are notified when we go live in the studio, hopefully several months from now, maybe end of summer. So you can enter as many times as you want. You just use your channel points to enter into the giveaway. And you also can brawl or battle in the chat. That's what you're going to see people doing throughout the stream so that they can enter with an extra ticket. And I'll just do it in chat right now so that you can see what I'm talking about.
I was gonna say I just did the battle thing before.
Right.
Somebody just whipped by my house.
So if you do the extra ticket, that little sound that you heard plays on my end. Everybody else can't hear it, just me. And notifies me that you've done an extra ticket, and I write your name down, and you get to enter extra that way. We have something like 30 or 40 entries this month. So like I said, Bearded Fortress, so you also can use your channel points. That's what that is. So check out the channel points. We have various ways that you can interact with the stream. You can, as you can see above, you can use your bits or stream stickers to throw stickers up on the screen and do things like for 25 bits. You can have Boris get re-rolled when Avedon summons him. If you don't like the one that has been summoned, you can just get another one that comes up.
Oh, yeah,
so,
he was real bitchy the last time.
yeah,
He was, wasn't
he
he?
came and he had an attitude, a bad attitude at one point. And then, finally, the last thing, just for everybody's knowledge, I am going to be taking part in a 17-part charity stream. It starts on April 5th over at Wesselhausen's stream. So I'm going to do a shout out for Wesselhausen. So please head over and follow Wesselhausen. It is myself and I think it's a total of 6 of us. It's a total of 6 of us. And Wesselhausen will be the DM. Basically, we are doing every adventure in the Candlekeep Mysteries, which just was released a couple of days ago, 5 days ago or so, and it's going to be every Monday from April 5th through the end of July at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I am playing a character, and I will reveal more on the Patreon so that you get like a little sneak peek, but Wesselhausen will also be sharing, and we got art commissioned of our characters, and they just showed me like 10 minutes ago, and it looks so good. I really wanted to get the same artist to do our characters too, but they're too busy. So
I see. I'm just chopped liver here.
No, you've just had a year, and I have yet to see all 6 characters. So Compound.
So I hate my work, so I like scrapped 3 different versions.
Thank you for the raid, the Compound. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the raid.
Thank you.
Shout out to the
that was-
Compound. Sorry, go ahead.
Cuba's inner Erdnot just came out there, like the voice and everything, like chop liver over here.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
No, we've been playing for a year, and the ball's in your court. So anyway, So I'll be doing that starting April 5th. So please join us. We are raising money for Glisten. Every stream is going to be sponsored by D&D Beyond, so you can win a digital copy of Candlekeep Mysteries every stream. And also sponsored by Bia D&D. So there will be there are special shirts that they're making for the stream as well, at least for May and June, like the middle months of the stream. Some really fun ideas too that have been thrown out by the players that there'll be more information on. So just make sure you are part of the Patreon. There are some free posts that I do, just public posts so people can see things, but you also can get 2-week early access to some of the VODs. So you can see if you hop over. Hey, Thorium Dragon, nice to see you. So, is there anything I'm forgetting?
Did you want to do one of those?
Oh, the prediction?
Yes, the prediction things this week.
Yeah, how about we do, I don't know how many rolls you're gonna have, so we can do...
It should be Abaddon-centric. Little Abaddon, wild magic.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. How about, alright, so... Will Abaddon have a wild magic surge tonight?
I was gonna, in my
Will
head,
Abaddon make one of us poop out an ostrich egg?
That is very specific.
Yikes! Yeah, that sounds like I gotta check your internet history, pal. That's way too specific.
Please don't.
That's been on your mind for a while.
So the way these predictions work is you can use your critties, your channel points, to enter into the prediction. You just do yes or no, and basically if the thing does happen and you bet that it wouldn't, then any points that you said that you were betting basically will go to the people who were right, or vice versa. So it's totally kind of up in the air. I will say if somebody like buys the wild magic surge, it doesn't count. It has to be like based. It has to be based off of kind of luck. So that'll be open. You can take part or you don't have to, but if you do end up winning extra critties, then it goes towards your chance to get an entry into the monthly giveaway. And I did add the ability to give everybody in chat an entry into the monthly giveaway too. That's 12,500 critties, I think. So it's just something you can do. All right, and Bazzy Games.
Like I did last week.
Go ahead.
Like we did last week. If we get over 25 viewers tonight, I'll do that. I'll do the giveaway. I think I did it a couple weeks ago. I've got all these points that I've literally got nothing to do with really, except for more Micaiah serenades.
What was the thing that you said you were gonna buy somebody a Foundry subscription?
When we come up with the merch for the Jiggle Shrimp idea, for the Jiggle Shrimp Tavern and Ale House, or whatever we want to call it, if the first person to get the merch, take a picture, whether it's a mask, a shirt, a hat, whatever it is, and takes a picture and either sends it. I'll talk to Izzy if we want to do it, or we send it to the Discord, or if we want to send it to social media. I'm not sure which one's better, but I'll buy a Foundry subscription for the first person who does that.
Wow.
And actually, that reminds me that I did forget something. So first of all, Thorium Dragon is mentioning our fellow friend and pro DM Big Lundy just uploaded his Jim Cornette roast. Best money I ever spent. I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But I'm going to click on that link.
Jim Cornette's a wrestling. Guess now he's like an internet personality, but he was big in wrestling in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that name. Did he have a wrestling name, or was that his wrestling name?
That was his wrestling. He was the guy with the tennis racket. That wasn't Teddy Hart.
No idea. No idea.
Yeah, it's a deep cut.
But I will click on that link. Send me that link to the Discord because I will lose it.
I stopped watching wrestling I don't know, around 2000. No, even earlier.
It was before that though.
Yeah.
So
he was old NWA days.
Okay, I'm looking at this dude. He does not look familiar at all.
So one thing that
gets angry.
I forgot to mention too is that because we hit the 500 followers, hop over to our Twitter or our Instagram or even our Discord. We are doing a 500 follower thank you giveaway, 3 licenses to Foundry. The link is like everywhere right now, so just go and click and you can have entries every day. I think the more you click, the more entries that you get. We have 14 people who have entered so far, but like 180 entries. So share that, tweet it out, and on April 1st, I will choose the 3 winners. It's random. The thing does it by itself, I think. And you will get a Foundry license. It's a one-time purchase, so it's a $50.
They're updating all the time.
It's worth $50 each one. So it's just a thank you for getting us to this point. So Thorium Dragon says Jim Cornette hates modern wrestling too.
Good.
Wrestlers.
We have something in common.
Too much flippy shit.
Well, it's funny
Wrestling
'cause
went downhill when they started wrestling in jean shorts.
That's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Watch your mouth. Watch your piece before I open a can of whoop ass.
If you're not wrestling in spandex, are you really wrestling?
That is a great question. So we are going to do our intro thingy mabob, and then we only have probably 10 minutes before Annie comes. Hey, thank you for the sub.
Baz game.
Oh,
Baz
Hey,
G Games.
thank you.
You get to give any player or me in 1d4 inspiration. So you can just throw that out there. Das949 says, but John Cena.
but
Never
technically
seen him.
you can't. I was
Don't
gonna say
know who that
technically you
is.
can't see his jean shorts. Technically, since you can't see him.
I mean, he's a movie dude. That's all I know of him. I know he was a wrestler, but I'm like, I think I've only seen like his a bad movie that he was in. I think pretty sure that he's not a good actor.
Oh, also, if you type what I just did, so exclamation 500, it brings you to the link that you can use to enter to win the Foundry license. And you know, if once you win it, you don't have to keep it. You can give it to somebody that you know and love if you would like. It's just for the giveaway. So enter as many times as you would like to. The IRS, I gotcha. The 90s was a strange time indeed. Okay, so I'm going to run the long intro, and then we will, because we have a player with us who has not been with us for many months at this point, we are going to just take some time to do a pretty decent recap of everything that's happened, and that should give us time as well for Micaiah to come into the stream. So here we go.
Even for something as silly as the jiggle shrimp.
And we
What the fuck
are.
is jiggle shrimp?
If you have to ask, you don't deserve to know. All you need to know is that you slap it for good luck. And if you don't slap it, you get bad luck. So always slap your jiggle shrimp.
The jiggle shrimp. Not everyone has their own personal jiggle shrimp.
The jiggle shrimp belongs to everybody. It's a public jiggle shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what
It belongs
you
to the. You can't hold the jiggle shrimp back from the masses.
Did we decide if it was enchanted or was it just replaced like every other week?
No. It's an enchanted. I've got a thing.
Okay.
I've got a whole thing in my
Wait,
head.
Is this a Saturday night campaign thing? Do I have to worry about this? Is somebody gonna slap me with that jiggle shrimp?
Eventually, you
don't
gotta.
know.
Eventually, you gotta slap.
Sorry guys, I got a jiggle shrimp.
It's kind of go on and go, what? Jiggle shrimp?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
You don't know what kind of role play she got into, sir. Saturday night role play. Slap the jiggle shrimp. Exactly.
Just
Cheese
like,
cat.
Cheese cat.
I know. Cheese cat. You gotta slap that
totally
shrimp.
right, big cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. All right. So let's do a recap, I guess, of all of the things. So when Avedon last left the Bums of Greenest, although she was here in spirit the entire time, you had just disembarked from the Skyreach Castle, being steered by the lord of that castle, Blagothkis, a giant, storm giant, who was dropping you off just outside of the city of Baldur's Gate, where Erdnot had requested that you all return to, as he had received a quite cryptic message from his cousin Garmir, which
Didn't ask none of you shit.
which he then found out was very specifically targeting a situation concerning his daughter Dratha, who apparently was murdered. So you returned to, hey, roll the ones in chat, hey, roll the ones. You returned to Baldur's Gate.
Jesus.
Hey.
I wasn't looking at the screen. I thought that was Lord. I'm like, oh, there goes that martini glass.
Holy.
That was very loud.
Sorry. I just saw my best friend. See you so long. Bye. Sorry, nothing else matters, Twitch. I don't care about you. I only care about that blondie staring at me on the other side of that screen.
I had a feeling something like that would happen.
Love you. I want to cry.
This whole game
No
makes her
crying.
cry. So I was just going over all of the things that have happened since we
All the things.
last had Avedon. Roll the one. Can you speak up? I'm
Like
suddenly
3
deaf for
inches
some
of
reason.
hair happened since the last time I saw Avedon. I know that.
Oh yeah, it's been a
Jesus.
while.
And the wrinkles. Nobody comment on the wrinkles, please. Let's not talk
No,
about
just
those.
the length of the hair.
Yeah, luckily
Just wait.
all of our wrinkles are like blocked by
Pixelated
the
from
camera. Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah.
Sorry, does anybody else have extra white on their head or in their beard?
Yeah,
Like, I look-
Yeah, I've got
Dude,
some.
I get up now and I look and I'm like, oh my god, I got so much white now. What happened? And I'm like, oh yeah, this whole past year.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Oh, wait till May.
Oh yeah, right.
I know. I'm gonna age like a fucking banana.
A banana.
It's
So
gonna get dark and greasy.
Yeah, I won't be able to sleep with a baby.
indeed, for quite some time. So you all arrived within Baldur's Gate. You went to the Brewbottle Tavern and were greeted by Garmir Brewbottle, Erdnot's cousin, who informed the group that Dratha had been poisoned at some point the morning that Erdnot received the message while you guys were on Skyreach Castle, he indicated that you needed to go see a particular wizard in the city of Baldur's Gate, as he had spoken to one who knew of a place where you could get the diamonds of the carat and worth that are required in order to perform the Raise Dead spell, which needs to be done within 10 days of death, or it then goes up to a different spell, which is much more costly, and the materials are much more difficult to obtain. So Garmir had spent some extra money to preserve Dratha's body in the upstairs bedrooms in the tavern, had closed the tavern down because there was a note left by the assassin saying to leave a sign when Erdnot brought Auric Firesong back to the tavern, and if they were willing to meet with the assassin to do an exchange, basically. An exchange of Auric Firesong for them not murdering Erdnot's entire family in the Veer Plains. So
Erdnot does not negotiate with terrorists.
Yes. So instead, you all went to the wizard, got the information on where the diamonds could be found, which happened to be in a place called Fool's Hope, an abandoned mining town to the southeast of Baldur's Gate. The catch was that the wizard Asim Egreth, a white dragonborn, wanted you to investigate this abandoned mining town, as there had been rumors of ghosts or other weird things, whispers and whatnot within the mine that had caused the miners to abandon it. He had heard that there was an orb, and he wanted the orb in order to conduct studies upon it. So, in exchange for telling you where it was, he wanted you to bring back the orb. So, let's see. Before leaving, you chatted with Garmir. Erdnot sent a message home to the Veer Plains explaining what had happened, letting his family know that Dratha had been killed. All indications pointed to poison, so Dratha had been poisoned, which is not easy to do for dwarves, as they have resistance to poison. So, and then you set off to the southeast towards Fool's Hope. It was a couple of days' journey. At one point, you received a creepy omen against a tree from an arrow that said something about you shouldn't pass forward or something like that. I don't remember what it said.
This is a terrible idea.
Did we ever figure out who the hell sent that? It wasn't an assassin. And I don't think it was those gnomes.
Nope.
Dude, that just went right over our heads.
So you continued on, never really addressing the assassin, just kind of leaving the city of Baldur's Gate, and headed towards Fool's Hope, which you did find after a couple of days. It was very easy to enter the abandoned mine. The town was overgrown and had been reclaimed by nature, but within a couple of 100 feet of the actual mining entrance, you didn't see any animals or anything along those lines, and the smell of decay and death was kind of coming from within there, which led you to believe that that's why the animals were staying far behind. Inside of the mine, you discovered creepy little people who looked like Erdnot, and quiet sounds
Very
of...
creepy.
No, literally looked like Erdnot, not just like in, superficial image of Erdnot. They were little Erdnots.
They were little Erdnots. So you discovered that, and after attacking them, or them attacking you, and then you defending yourself, we'll just put it that way, you found that they were in fact deep gnomes, so small gray-skinned gnomes who you found their living area and saw writings upon the wall that said weird phrases that didn't make too much sense, and feed the mouths and Dolgorith, and his words are truth, or something along those lines. The number of gnomes within the mine began to grow and grow and grow, and they pushed you further in. You were able to grab some notes from the foreman's desk during your push deeper into the mine. Micaiah was able to locate an orb, or the location of the orb was being broadcast to you basically through her locate object spell. So you knew that it was further in the mine, and it was also moving. Coming into the mine, you ended up in a brightly lit blue and green cavern with ceilings about 40 feet high. And within a couple of minutes of entering into that bigger area, you were attacked by some kind of aberration, a writhing, multi-mouthed, multi-eyed, tentacled monster that quickly grabbed Vidania and pulled her away, confused everyone, caused Erdnot to walk into walls, caused the ground around it to become like this dough-like substance that was really difficult to traverse, and eventually, after a little bit of battling, and it almost eating Vidania, which, by the way, her necklace, a baby mimic that has been around Vidania's neck for a couple of levels now, got a crit on this monster for 21 points of damage thanks to the chat and your contributions with feeding or having Lenny attack. So that
and I pushed her out, basically out of the mouth of the of the fucking thing. I was like, no! Only I get to accidentally kill her.
Yes.
You know? Not this giant blob monster.
Pushing Vidania out of the grasp of the monster, it shot forward with one of its mouths in an attempt to kind of chomp at her, which technically is against D&D rules because you don't get an attack of opportunity if someone pushes you out of the way, but I didn't really know that at the time. So with some flair, her golden mimic companion attacked back and did a crit of a pretty crazy amount on that on Dolgorith, as you later figured out it was called. You were able to destroy that monster, Zan reaching in and grabbing onto the orb, which caused him to disappear in a flash of burning light and confused everyone and made you think he was dead and gone.
Fucking Zan.
Avedon
Touching
rolled
shit.
The exact amount that she needed to roll in order to find not one, but 2 diamonds. Got the DC that I had actually set several months earlier. And it was lucky as the gnomes chased you out of the cavern, attacking you all the way. There were probably somewhere between 15 and 25 gnomes chasing you out angrily that you had destroyed their...
And I say this every week since this happened. I and Erdnot still believe that we could have taken some of those gnomes. Or all of them.
Some of them,
Most
yeah.
of them.
You would have
We
been...
could have made a stand, damn it.
You would have
Cleanse that cavern of those gnomes.
You would have been killed. So they chased you out, and you...
Thank you for settling that. I really appreciate that. Maybe he'll listen to you.
I was gonna say.
No, you would have
Usually
died
when
for
the
sure.
DM says like, "Yeah, you would have died," you take that as a like.
Yeah, you would have for sure.
It's
Yeah.
not like, no, we would have done it. We would have made it.
Nope.
Nope.
So roll to 1. It is always permissible to comment on Vidania's chest in this game. So
Almost from day one.
maybe not Rachel's, but Vidania. So
Third session.
you escaped from the mine with the diamonds and some extra gems and stuff that Avedon had actually found, and set up camp while still mourning the disappearance or presumed death of Xander Huntsman, and fell asleep, with Erdnot and his companion, his steed, Gildan, taking up first watch, and kind of being in shock. Maybe forgot that there was an assassin that was trying to get paid, and as a result, Auric Firesong was shanked to death in his sleep, right in front of Erdnot and Gildan, while Avedon slept.
In all fairness, we didn't think the assassin was going to be this good.
Yes, they are very, very good. Doing something like 58 points of damage on the first hit, and then finishing him off with a couple of just quick stabs, and then slicing off a finger and disappearing out into the woods. So you had at least one dead body to bring back with you to the city of Baldur's Gate, although you were not overly concerned because, again, Avedon had found 2 diamonds.
Can we address that real quick? Because we're all in shock that Zan died, and then this motherfucker gets stabbed to death gruesomely, and we're all like, he'll be okay. Like, we're going back to the city, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember, like, he was like, oh, nobody cares that I died.
We had a body. We had a body.
You had a
though.
body, yes, that's the
Zan was
difference.
just gone. Like, we didn't have any idea what even happened to him.
I don't know. It's just a
the
funny-
reason I was
funny,
worried was
stark contrast. Like,
And
oh
we
my-
were literally already going to raise somebody up and had 2 diamonds, so just like,
yeah, it
Well,
was like
the
it's all right.
reason I was worried was because it was my character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like that's why it hit me. I was like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like if it happened to Erdnot, I'd be like, oh yeah, don't worry, man. Well, we can bring you back, no problem. But because it was me, I was all extra worried because obviously it was my. You know what I mean? It's like when it happens to you, you're like, oh, what happens? All it takes is one bad roll, say like on that resurrection or the spell there. Like if it was like rolled like a 3, you know what I mean? Like it would have been a bad time. You know?
Yeah,
So,
no,
that's
there
all.
was always still a chance that it didn't work, but it was a very low chance. But it could have happened. So you made your way across the plains back to Baldur's Gate with Auric Firesong being towed along on a sled by Gildan, the giant wild boar,
The giant dirt pig.
and ended up back in the city, leaving Gildan behind because Baldur's Gate does not allow anything larger than like a cat inside of it. So ended up back at the Brewbottle Tavern. Garmier Brewbottle headed over to the Ladies' Hall, which actually had performed a service for Auric Firesong several months back when they de-aged him after a ghost had taken 40 years of his life away.
He's had a rough go in this game.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yep. Hey, such is the life of a fighter.
Millicent came from the Ladies' Hall and performed the resurrection spell on both Drotha Brewbottle and Auric Firesong. Drotha took a little bit longer to come back because you essentially made it within like 5 hours of not being able to bring her back by conventional means, where Auric had only been gone for a couple of days. So everyone breathed a sigh of relief as Drotha began to breathe again, and Millicent took a little extra money for her good hard work there, headed back to the Ladies' Hall, and then you all eventually went back over to...
Oh, do we skip over the fact that Zan came back to us?
Oh shit, yes, I
before
totally skipped it.
Yes.
I was picturing him in my head. So on your way back to...
Anyone just joining, we are doing a long recap for Lauren Avedon's return here.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Initiative League, and thank you for being a new patron of ours.
Yes. Yep.
and also don't forget that Millicent twerked
Oh yes, she
Oh, yeah.
did. Prior to the
with
twerk,
her,
Right
with
over
her
my
bony
face.
buns, her
prior,
bony
Right next to
steel
my-
buns. I mean, you have to tell Lauren about that.
I mean, can we focus on the important stuff, please?
so
Like the
so I totally
working-
skipped.
Listen, I got your
Like,
back.
yeah,
I'm
people
telling
died, but
I totally skipped the fact that Zan returned while you were entering Baldur's Gate and looking very different and with a smile on his face and looking chipper and all of that, except then he saw that Auric Firesong was gone, and explained that he actually did not die. He was transported to the Feywild and lived a good year plus of time, and then was sent back to Baldur's Gate to meet up with you at a time where the queen that he had a tryst with, we'll say, sent him back and allowed him to to meet up with you
I
all.
didn't read that.
So then, yes, you brought Arik back to Bravado Tavern. Millicent twerked in the room, and that was not part of the ritual to bring them back. It was just like extra flavor and fun for all involved.
Everyone.
And she got a little extra, coin for it. Brought back Arik and Dratha.
Bit of rain on her.
Oh, we got
Actually, I
that
think
fun
technically
though.
it was I think it was technically jewels that we gave her. So if we made it rain, it was more like hail.
Mm-hmm.
Just like throw diamonds.
Did she get a concussion from this?
It was a gentle rain. So Millicent's twerk, as we have a that bum though, she ended up lifting up her satchel over her head, which pulled her simple brown robes against her body, and you could see the little butt bones sticking out from the side of her as she did a little twerk around the room. She did that.
That was
like,
the word
That
of
was
the week.
actually the word of the week.
that was the word of the week, and she did a twist round, and then left the premises saying she would be fine. She didn't need anybody to escort her back to the ladies' hall, despite having something like 5,000 or 6,000 gold in her pocket at that point. And what then happened? So Dratha and Erdnot caught up because they had not seen each other for about 40 years in person. Dratha explained some happenings that were going on in the Vir Plains. Eventually, Zan and Avedon and Erdnot went back to the wizard to give him the orb, at which time he explained that he had heard some things about the orb and he would let you all know a little bit more about his research. He was interested in Zan's experience and took some notes. He also let you know about the longsword of Marn the Courageous, not that he knew much about it, but that he would do some research and get back to you, as well as there was one other item. What was that?
The bloodthirsty sword.
Oh yes, Hazaron. He gave you a name, Hazaron, a possessed sword from Resmir, who you had defeated back on Skyreach Castle, and said he would also research that.
It didn't tell us much that we didn't already know. It hits arcane magic users. We know it's constantly yelling that at us.
Yes. So, he told you to return within a 10-day, and he would have more information. So you spent the next few days, Arik, recovering, because it takes a good 4 or 5 days after you are dead, to fully recover from that. Dratha took her quite a bit more time, but she was ignoring the doctor's orders the entire time anyway. Dratha chatted with Arik, explained to him Erdnot's quest, the fact that their clan had been completely decimated by a tribe of giants, and then when they and then the children and survivors had been sold into slavery. And when the giants were defeated, the leader said that they actually had been paid by a slaver in Othkatla. When they found the slaver in Othkatla, he said that he had been paid by an unknown individual named Kathja. This was 156 years ago that this all had happened, by the way. And so the remaining brew bottles had sworn that they would find this Kathja and bring them to justice, which is what Erdnot's plan is, basically. Then you, I don't know, hung out for a little while. The assassin.
No, Micaiah turned into a dog. Then we turned her invisible.
Wait, no,
and
you
then we
didn't
ran
go.
through
That
the
was
city.
before. That's before. So
Okay.
you're
my
still
bad.
in the
Wait,
Bravado.
Jumping
Did we
ahead.
skip- I was gonna say, did we skip over Erdnot's horrible attempt at sweet talking his kid in like a loving fashion to bring her soul back into her body?
That was all part of the ritual to bring her back. He did a beautiful job convincing her soul to return to her body. And then you guys hung out in the tavern for a couple of days, finding out rumors that apparently the assassin had gone back to Sea Hall and claimed the money, and people believe that Arik Firesong was dead. The writ of force was no longer being updated. People were very upset that they didn't get the money. Also, they were like, holy shit, just one person did that. Pretty crazy. So you all are fairly convinced that the Peter Amsel of Sea Hall believes that Arcfire Song has been disposed of. However, the rumors are that the people of Sea Hall are very unhappy, and things continue to be not so great in the port city of Sea Hall. You then decided to go back and visit Asim Egreth the Wizard, leaving Vidania and Avedon to hang out with Garmir. And upon arriving at his residence, discovered that the door was open and his place was entirely trashed. Blood on the floors, on the walls, his hat left on the floor, and a bunch of items missing, including the orb.
Which was the Orb of Dragonkind.
The Orb of Dragonkind.
We found on a note.
Yes. Searching the room, you found notes about the orb of Dragonkind with a question mark. A little bit of information about the longsword has a curse, and the Hazaron, just some question marks around that one. Erdnos stole something of the wizards to give to Avedon later, and
borrowed.
And Micaiah transformed into a bloodhound and went invisible because, again, in Baldur's Gate, you're not supposed to have dogs. They don't allow you to have dogs in here. And you guys followed her through the city after she sniffed the missing wizard's hat and discovered that he had been taken through the Basilisk Gate to the southeast of the city. And it was pouring that day, and Vidania and Avedon had been left behind at the tavern, and really you didn't know how many days had passed since he had been taken anyway, so you decided, well, you'll just have to go back and maybe figure that out later. Avedon, knowing some people within the city of Baldur's Gate, volunteered to go speak to Maiev, the Flaming Fist half-orc that she knew from her town just outside of the city, and informed them of the missing wizard so that the Flaming Fist and all of them could start doing their investigation. And then when she returned, you teleported using the scrolls of teleportation that had been given to you by Leosin, or given to Xander by Leosin, straight into a teleportation circle. Oh, by the way, Dratha went back home and was escorted by 3 rock gnomes named Hogan, Macho, and Dwayne, dressed like wrestlers. So we're back on the wrestler thing again.
If you want to see what they look like, there's a picture in the Discord.
Can we dress as them for Halloween then?
Oh, I think we have to.
I call Macho Man.
You do you. I think actually Avedon already has dressed as one of them for Halloween, so.
Hogan.
We got pictures. So you transported directly into a stone room in Waterdeep, and were escorted by several guards to a secretary within the House of Heroes, a Tempest temple, where you were interrogated slightly, and notes were taken. Multiple people viewed you and heard your names. And then you were sent off with, a caveat that, if they needed you, they could find you, and that they were going to check in on the information that you had given them. And that, I think, is where we actually pick up, as you are standing outside of the House of Heroes, a temple dedicated to the god of battle, in the city of Waterdeep, just outside of the Fields of Triumph, the large stadium that stands in front of you. You can see the entrance, you can hear the city. It's not raining here, or even Baldur's Gate has always got this fog or mist surrounding it, but Waterdeep, not so much. The people are all dressed.
Baldur's Gate is kind of London-y, right?
Yeah, sorta.
I feel like it's. I don't know. That's just every time I read anything about Baldur's Gate, there seems to be it seems to be heavily influenced by London.
Yeah, so it is about 11 o'clock or so in the morning. On the 13th of Hammer, you have 2 days ahead of you to, before Leosin had requested that you somehow meet up with him. You are in Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, currently in the C word. Not the C word, but the C ward. In the C ward. And Micaiah would recall that her mother's good friend, Lissa, lives somewhere in the city of Waterdeep, although she did not tell you where. And Zan would recall that once you guys reached Waterdeep, you were escorted to Harambar's Harps and Lutes, where the Harpers have taken up a little headquarters. That's where he got his tattoo and was officially initiated into the Harpers. So you have been here before, maybe not.
I was gonna say,
all
I've
around.
been here before.
Yep. You went
when we
Baldur's
came
Gate.
with the caravan.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting my locations confused because I was gonna ask if any of us have been here before.
Yep. You this is where you.
But we didn't really walk around or check the place out. I don't think, right?
No, you didn't have time because when you showed up in Waterdeep, you then had to go to the north of the city, and get hired as guards to then escort the cultists and other workers to the Karnath Roadhouse.
All right.
So, actually, what I'll do first is ask, like, Avedon, do you have any questions?
Did you get all that?
Hope you took notes.
Is there anything I need to clarify?
I don't have. Boris was not allowed in the city.
That was
Is that
Baldur's
right?
Gate. So Boris
Oh, okay.
is all yours.
Okay. That's good to know. No, we'll swing it.
All right.
See how it goes.
I do.
So,
All right.
you have a couple of days
It's
to
what
kill.
time of the day is it?
It's about 11 o'clock or so in the morning.
In the morning. Okay.
How big is this Colosseum? Is it like Colosseum size as like the Colosseum in Rome? Like the Grand Col-
Yeah,
know?
it's huge. It's very, very big.
Yeah, Iric just gonna stand there, just looking up at this huge structure in amazement.
Or now it turns to Zan. All right. What now?
We can check in, perhaps. Find a place to stay for the night. Perhaps make contact with Leos and find out where our meeting will take place.
All right. And then I say we go get some ale.
That sounds like a glorious idea.
Where would we be meeting Leosin? Zan?
That's what we're going to go and find out at the... There's the Harps and Lutes. What was the name of... I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the place already.
Nope, it's Halambar's Lutes and Harps, actually.
Oops and farts.
Oops and farts.
It begins.
Excellent.
It's like
I just can't say how much I have missed you. Like, really.
I know. Our like poop jokes have only been at half strength.
Yeah.
Toots
And the bum
farts.
jokes have really been weak since you've been gone.
So,
Get dirty, friends.
Would Zan remember how to get there from here?
make an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence?
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna say Zan doesn't remember with a 6.
Yeah, so you kind of can recall like that it's in the C ward, but you don't remember exactly where. But that does not mean that you can't ask around.
Forgive me, friends. It's been a long time since we've been here. Not quite sure on which way to go. We're going to have to ask for directions.
We're where right now? Not in the C ward?
You are in the C ward. You're right outside of the Fields of Triumph, right there. So if you ask around, the only thing is it's just going to take a little bit of extra time. So going around.
What's the name of the place we're looking for?
Halimbar's Lutes and Harps.
Erdnot's just gonna yell out to the person passing by closest to him. Oi! We're looking for Halibard's poops and farts. Can you tell me where that is?
So there's just this human guy, and the Water Davians, they wear these, like, especially in the C ward where you are, everybody around is wearing like pretty high class looking clothing, and you know the Fields of Triumph, which is right in front of you, this huge stadium. You can see people starting to like be led out of it with cuts and bruises and stuff, being brought over to the entrance of the House of Heroes temple where you are exiting, and people are all around, and this one human guy stops and looks over at you and is like, "Excuse me."
Yes. That's your question. Could you help us out?
I didn't hear it. You'll have to repeat yourself.
We are looking for Farts and Poops Tavern. Can you help us?
Zen is going to interject. I believe my friend means Halimbar's Lutes and Harps.
Oh yes, Halimbar's. Yes. So
don't mind the old man. He's taken a few too many to the head.
Indeed. And they look at you, Zan, in your fine leathers and exotic-looking clothing now, and they say, "Well, you'll just have to go up the east side of the Street of the Sword. It's a good walk up from Waterdeep Way. You can't miss it, but it's gonna be a little bit. You just go," and they give you directions to the Halimbar's Lutes and Harps. Are you heading directly there, or are you gonna try to like dilly-dally?
I'm gonna dilly-dally. Oh, what place serves the best ale in the city?
Well, then they kind of like look at all of you up and down and what you're wearing, and they're like, "Well, you'll probably do best in the trade ward, down to the south, and I don't particularly go down there, so you can't miss it. Just head south, and probably about down there you'll run into people who can help you. Have a good day." And then they head off quickly away from you.
You're too kind, stranger. Thank you.
Indeed, yes, I know. They keep going.
Aye, thanks.
Smarty bread.
So,
yeah, were there people coming out of the stadium, like there's stuff going on in the stadium, like an event?
so you can see some people being led out of the stadium by others. Like, you can see that there are, so someone being led into the House of Heroes right now, like, their arms are over a couple of individuals who are next to them. They're being led in. There's cuts and bruises, like broken nose. This like big human dude with like really short cut hair and a very close beard. He's wearing this like leather armor, but it's all cut up and cut to pieces and everything. Lots of cuts and blood that's coming down. It doesn't look life-threatening per se, but they're just kind of being dragged in a little bit, like they've been through some shit right now. You can hear every once in a while like some cheering coming from the fields of triumph from inside of the stadium. So, not being from here, it's unclear if there's like an actual event or if there's just like it's kind of always happening. If that makes sense.
Since there's a fighting pit style coliseum from where Arik's from, a much smaller one than this, would he recognize anything? Any of the sounds of like games or anything like that? Of like fights or anything?
So faded in the background as you guys
Balls being crushed.
balls being is like, that's the sound of balls being crushed. I'd know that anywhere.
Lauren, did you say balls being crushed or skulls being crushed?
Now it's balls.
Yeah, I was gonna say now it's.
Yeah.
Did you say skulls? I heard balls.
Izzy made it better.
Skulls and balls.
Oh, I heard balls.
Well, that's a new tavern.
I was gonna say the skulls and balls.
Pleasure
Instead of the skull
Palace.
Roll to One says, I hear the poops and farts places a gas, but when I go there I get winded.
You're
What
a
a
shitty
shitty pun.
sir.
Oh,
I wish my brain was half as fast as that.
It is. Just kidding. JK. So I don't do puns either, so I'm not that fast. So as you guys are kind of passing by it in the direction that, you know, Hallambar's is, you can hear that there's some cheering and whatnot going on every once in a while. You'll hear like a as you
I
go
want to
by.
see what's going on in there. Can we see what's going on in there, guys? Does anybody want to see what's going on in there?
yes.
Why
Arik is
not?
all about it. Arik's
We've
all
got
about
time.
Yes, we have plenty of time to
Maybe there's
explore.
some beer in there too, Artie.
Perhaps. But I want to taste what this city's finest has to offer.
Well, you won't know its finest unless you have something to compare it to.
I have most human drink to compare it to.
But
But
not
never
from
mind. Let's
here.
go. Let's check this out.
DM, can I call a timeout for a second?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious. Is anybody mad at me right now?
Did you just pickpocket the person that we asked for directions?
I don't think so. So when Arik was dead and you guys were traveling from the Fool's Hope back to Baldur's Gate, Avedon was riding on top of Boris at one point, and he had a real bad attitude, and you had to send him away. And I remember that Micaiah made like a snarky remark to Avedon, but there hasn't been any like overtly bad things. So one other thing that has been happening is Avedon and Bob, the ghost that is living inside of her head, have had a much better relationship since she agreed to take on the request to eventually bring him back to his tribe so that he could speak to his mate one final time. So instead of him like interfering in things that she's trying to do, instead he spends his time making fun of everybody in the group, but obviously only so that Avedon can hear. So she's talking to him quite a bit more recently, or laughing about things that he's saying more recently, but he's kind of agreed to keep the taking over of her body to a minimum. And he does kind of do these little practical jokes to her every once in a while. He will still like just like lift Avedon's hand and like stick her finger up her nose or stuff like that, but it's all fairly harmless, like more like friends making fun of each other type of thing. So they do kind of think she's a little crazy, but I don't think that anybody's overtly angry with her at the moment. I could be wrong.
Okay.
He's my best friend.
He just talks shit about everybody in the group and makes her laugh about it. So.
Okay.
Do we
Come
want to? It's about almost 10:30, and I know we've had like a long recap. Do we want to take a quick break before we get into whatever shenanigans we'll be getting into?
Sure, we can take a break if you guys want. And when we come back,
Up
we
to
can.
the group. I know we always forget to do it. Like at least throw it out there for anybody who wants it.
I could use it. I just drank like half a thing of this lemonade.
I see. You've just completely abandoned the martini glass.
It's fun in the glass, but I'm really thirsty.
And lemonade doesn't help with that. It just makes you more thirsty.
Yeah, the sugar's keeping me up. I'm like,
So.
No yawning on.
So we can do. We'll do like a 10-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll do the giveaway. So anybody out there who doesn't know, we are doing a giveaway for a D&D shirt, which I will throw this out there. So we'll do a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and then we'll pick up.
Funny. You know what design?
Huh?
You know what T-shirt design? Like it's been different each week, I think.
No, it's been.
The dragon, right?
Yeah, it's been the dragon one. So.
Wasn't it like the bunny?
a monster truck.
Listen, you're never too old to drive a monster.
All right.
I don't know.
We are back. Wrestling
I'm
and
too old
monster
to
trucks
drive
tonight.
I'm too old to drive some of the damn streets in Taunton, how bumpy they are. Find a monster truck. I get out of my truck, and I'm like, my back. What the hell? They need to repave these roads.
Hello,
Never mind.
everyone.
Back digger.
Hey, Graham. Hey, Beluga. So as you can see, so we had a raid. We've actually had 2 raids tonight. Our second raid from Eos Raconto came in while we were on break, and as you can see, we have a 5th player who has joined us. We're still missing Vidania, but one day she will return to us.
I was just like, who is she talking about?
Anybody
It's
who's
you.
in there now who wants? There we go. Everybody has a
Hey!
turn.
Yes, so we did hit 25 viewers. So we've got holy shit.
Thank you.
Arik Firesong has redeemed entries for all.
in the drawer.
Pat, you alright, brother?
You okay? You alive?
I think he's on a mountain
Can
somewhere.
you hear us?
He doesn't have headphones in.
No, I don't think he has it on. So everybody who's in chat, oh my goodness, hello,
Whoa.
thank you.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Woo.
6 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much for that.
Nice.
D&D 214 Dice. They do Crafting Geeks, which is going to be releasing, it's an online magazine, and they are going to be releasing sorry, words are gone. On April 1st, they are releasing the magazine, so we have a little spot there that I
It's
put
about
something in.
crafting. Like,
No, it's well, there's crafting involved. It's TTRPGs and fantasy stuff, so it's cosplayers, D&D streams and other TTRPG streams, dice makers, people who like make dice trays, like wormwood type stuff. It's everything really. And let's see. I'm
What's
gonna
your
do a shout
social
out.
medias? Just throw it out there.
Yeah, please share all of the things. I'm going to do a shout out here, but also please share your links and everything.
Carnal Canuck.
Tattoo
like
artist.
just- Is this just
Oh,
another
Kevin.
way? Is this just another way to say sexy Canadian?
I
Yes,
think so.
right?
Before you do the winners, remember to run the little thingy that you made.
I
that you
will,
always-
yes. I was going to make sure that I did it. So everybody who wants an entry in chat, just, what do I have you do? Throw some emotes out there so that I can grab you and make sure you get your free entry we'll do that right now before I forget. So if you would like a free entry into the monthly giveaway, just spam some emotes and I will write your names down right now. And then we are going to do the giveaway for the t-shirts. So D&D 214 Dice says craftinggeeks.com magazine has the first rough draft, so you can check that out. And it's cosplay, TPRPGs, dice makers, woodworkers, tattoo artists, and more. And you can type what they put in the chat right now. craftinggeeks.com/magazine. So I've got
like it.
Hope for
I like it.
TTRPG, Beluga, and I've got Baz E Games. Anybody else wants one? Bearded Fortress. You got your second one of the night, I believe. And anyone else, just throw some emotes in the chat if you want an entry into the monthly giveaway. Sorry, the monthly giveaway for a copy of Adventure Begins. Cheese Cat, I gotcha. And then
that never gets. I was gonna say it never gets tiring to say or hear the cheese.
Cheese Cat.
Cheese.
Okay. So we are gonna do the giveaway hashtag BEADND. If you would like to enter into tonight's giveaway, I am gonna close it in a couple of seconds. We've only got a very small handful of people who've entered tonight, so it's a pretty good chance. Pretty good chance of winning. Hashtag BEADND. Okay, I'm going to close it in a second. But first I'm going to run this thing that I made. And I forget to do every time.
Oh, that beautiful bean footage.
Oh, that beautiful bean footage.
Cheese.
That's Lee right now, too. Being pregnant and whatnot, she'll just eat a stack of cheese.
Oh, cheese. Gotcha.
she just fucking loves it.
Who doesn't love a stack of cheese?
All right, I'm closing the giveaway, and we are going to pick a winner right now who is going to win a BEADND t-shirt. And we're going to throw that into the chat. Hope for TTRPGs, you have won. Thank you so much. Hope for TTRPGs. They run the Discord channel of the same name. And just DM me your like basically the size and male or female, and if you would like long sleeve, short sleeved, black or white, or that's it, I think. Yeah. Well, if you go to their website, so go to their website and you'll see it's the Dragon Eye t-shirt. I'm going to type it in here, and you will be able to see the options, which I think again it's like the short sleeved or the long sleeved, black or white. So throwing that out there. So congratulations, thank you for joining us. Thank you to BEADND for sponsoring us this entire month. They're doing a giveaway every one of our role-playing streams, so Tuesdays and Saturdays, and also they are sponsoring our the Wesselhausen Jinkies Candlekeep Mysteries stream that I'm going to be doing along with a whole bunch of other great creators over at Wesselhausen's channel starting on April 5th. I'm going to do that shout out one more time too. Please go follow so that you are notified when we go live. Okay. Oh yes, Beluga. She got the Rabbicorn t-shirt. It's super cute. So I have seen pictures anyway. So we are back to the game. You are all kind of walking. Are you heading into the Fields of Triumph within Waterdeep, or are you walking by? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, is it just like a big archway that people can enter?
Yes.
And like, is there like a line or anything?
No, so there's no line. You can see as you start to come around the other side there. This big carved stone archway with like lions that have been carved into the stone. It's like jumping out at you or like regally standing up. It's this impressive stonework across the entrance to the Fields of Triumph. Huge stadium. There's no line. It is currently winter, so it is a little bit chilly here at the moment. And what you can see is that it's fairly busy within the city itself. And as you come around and enter into this large stadium, you get the impression kind of coming in, you can see people entering, leaving, mostly humans in the city of Waterdeep, mostly humans, human water Davians as they're called, coming in and out, and looking in this large stadium, open air. What it looks to be is kind of almost like training is going on, so you can hear people like cheering now and then, but what you see is the stands are not packed. It's kind of almost like it's a little bit, it's not the season for a full-scale gladiatorial event or horse racing event as you come out. It's big enough for all of these things, but it looks like people are kind of training, and some are more intensely training than others, and there are people in there like cheering them on and stuff like that as you come in.
Darn it.
Well, I mean, you ever go to a baseball game and watch them train? And that's always fun. There's no like admission. Do you people are just allowed to walk in and like pick a bleacher?
At the moment, there is no admission because there's no event currently taking place. So you all walk in and you can see, like, if you could go left or
that bum.
Yep, you could go left or right and enter into the stands. As you enter in, you can see that there are these small little like kind of 2x2 duels going on within the actual arena pit area. This one particular duet catches your eye. You see like a large Zan immediately actually would notice this individual, a large like gray and bluish gray skinned individual down in the pit. They've got these little white, I'm not going to call them patches, they're like little bumps that are all over their arms and chest and neck and their head, which is bald. Their shirt is off and it looks to be like a male physique, wearing just a tight fit pair of tan pants that go down to the ankles. They've got this large broadsword, and Zan notices right away, as this is very clearly a Goliath race individual, and they're down in the pit and they're kind of fighting alongside, training alongside a half orc. Looks to be potentially a like more feminine physique, but kind of more heavily armored than the Goliath is. They have a shield and like a mace that they're kind of swinging around, and the two of them are going back and forth. And as the Goliath charges forward, they do this like kind of roll underneath the half orc who jumps over, and you are able to catch a very clear view as the pants on the Goliath tighten with the roll, and taking into consideration Kevin's suggestion to describe asses using egg alliterations, I guess. This Goliath squats like two hard-boiled eggs with the cloth. It's more like a cotton blend, like pressed up against as you watch the roll forward and underneath the legs of the half orc. And although Zan, it gives you a little, like taste in the back of your throat, you are still impressed. with the amount of hard work it takes to maintain that level of firmness. Still makes you like a little, though, given your history.
Is that a 6-minute egg?
6-minute egg. 12-minute egg. It's 12-minute egg.
12-minute egg. Oh shit, it's not.
So you can see that there are different pockets of people kind of fighting and whatnot, and when someone gets pretty decently hurt, you'll hear a cheer, and then, you know, if they fall during this training session, they're being led out. But at the moment, there is no particular event. It does seem that things will pick up again in the spring, and this is just kind of a training session.
Is there any extra attention being given to these two? Because you said it's like mostly humans, so these two would definitely stick out more, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's mostly humans along the Sword Coast in general. Just everywhere you go, that's mostly going to be human beings. So, you know, people are cheering them on a lot more. There are other pockets. There's, you know, halflings and you know, elves and other humans kind of fighting here and there. You see some magic, little like sparks of magic going off in like another little section where there's 3 or 4 others fighting each other or sparring with one another. But this duet here, this duel that's going on, does have more of the attention of people because it is two fairly large, like the Goliaths have giant blood, so they're big, and then the half-orcs are also large. So these two fighting one another has caught the attention of a lot of people.
Or not just sitting there with his arms crossed going, I've seen better.
Yes, you've seen a lot, Erdnot. We all know. Looking down into the pit, is there anyone that looks like they have any armor or fighting style of somebody from where Ark's from? I know it's a long ways away, and the chances are very small. But just curious.
Make a perception check.
Here's not good. Did I just roll though? Oh, it's a 19.
19.
That's right.
So looking down into the arena, you do not see anybody from Chicenta. Nobody wearing the garb that you are more familiar with. You see some impressive fighting skills, especially on the part of the half-orc who is fighting the Goliath, and on the part of the Goliath, actually, who's fighting the half-orc, since they're wearing no armor at all, and the half-orc is much more heavily armored. But nobody stands out as being from your area in this particular event.
Okay. Would Eric see if Zan's staring at the Goliath?
Is that the one with a nice butt?
Yes. Unless
Zan's
Zan
staring at the Goliath.
It's like two perfectly hard-boiled eggs
12-minute
wrapped
eggs.
in leather.
Unless Zan is trying to hide it, I mean, you would, looking over at Zan, you could see that he's looking at the Goliath who's fighting. The two in the ring in the pit, they're not paying attention to anybody outside of that pit area. But
Eric will just lean over towards Zan and just say quietly, one that you know.
Does Zan recognize the Goliath?
no.
No, never seen him before.
Okay.
But brings back memories.
Let's find something to drink and try to wash those memories away for a while.
I like that idea a lot.
Turning to Avedon. We'll come back someday when the proper games We have games at home, but nothing on this scale.
Abaddon will shrug and just kind of kick the dirt. Just say, okay,
Shut
let's find something warm. I'm freezing.
He's like, but I wanted to see more butts.
Alright. I guess we'd make our way to the poops and things.
So as Abaddon,
Poops, fruits.
as Abaddon like kind of kicks the dirt, Abaddon, you feel your hand go up and it reaches over and just goes boop, right on Erdnot's nose. And also you go boop, and you're like, oh shit. Like internally you're like, Bob. But that happens. Erdnot, you get booped.
Erdnot just kind of.
Abaddon, did you just boop the snoot on Erdy?
Oh, it's just a quick boot. Just a quick boot. Let's go.
And Abaddon, you hear internally in Draconic, you hear Bob say to you, he goes, I've always wanted to boop a dwarf.
I'm gonna grit my teeth and I'm gonna say, oh, not now, you sicko. Just get out of here.
He's like, sorry, next time I'll do it when he's sleeping. Damn.
And that will probably make me laugh. Abaddon will laugh.
Okay, so are you guys heading to the loots or are you heading to the bar?
Whichever one comes first.
Yeah, we can walk in that direction and then see what pops up. Does anybody need to hit any shops? Does anybody need anything?
I think I'd just like to get out of this rich bitch community. Like, they're just looking at us like we're trash. I hate that.
Doesn't matter what other people think, or don't worry about it.
Yeah, Abaddon,
you are unimportant.
You definitely notice that people are paying attention to you, Abaddon, here. Not necessarily, it's a large city, so, there are probably other tieflings around, but your particular, brightness, the brightness of your skin is very, it's very there. Being so white, as I'm looking at you right now and can see that you're cosplaying your character. And and everybody's looking at you like
It's gonna be I think sunny most this weekend in the 60s, so she's gonna have that nice farmer's sunburn going soon.
she'll be turning red just like how Abaddon is. So here's the thing, the lutes and harps is actually a little bit more to the north, and the trades ward is to the south. So they're kind of you're going to the east along like this way, but eventually the trade ward is all the way down here, and the lutes and harps is somewhere around like right like here. So you'll have to
Do
go
we
up.
know that?
So it'll take you a little bit. You were told by the person who just spoke to you that, like, if you want a drink, they recommend that you go south. But then they pointed to the north when they were talking about the lutes and harps.
Ark will ask again, does anyone need to hit any shops? Or do any shopping of any kind?
Not unless we can find some good plate armor. Like the armor of dwarven kind.
Ooh, I would love like a trinket or something. Like a keychain.
Well,
I heart
see,
Waterdeep.
I can see Abaddon having like a little place at home where she puts, like, she buys snow globes in every major city that she goes to. Snow globes.
I've taken stuff from almost everywhere we've been for that purpose. So let's find maybe, a keychain or like a sweatband.
Sir,
I
gift shop outside the
I just
Coliseum.
see. I was gonna say. I just see Abaddon going through Abaddon, Akakon, Azazin. Damn, there's never Abaddon.
That's so funny. Let's go to the shops because we have the whole day, and why not?
Can't hurt to become acclimated with the city while we're here.
Yeah, like what he said.
Okay.
Nah, why not?
So
We should still try to keep a low profile as much as we can. So
Aren't we?
perhaps
Not
not.
starting any fights. I was polite to that
Ark's
human.
gonna throw his little hood on anyways.
okay.
Can I say to Zan after he says that, and this might not be the right thing to say, so call me out, but are we in any kind of danger here? Like, with people knowing who we're meeting up with or stuff?
Well,
I should have called the timeout. Sorry.
I don't think we're in direct danger, but it's best if people don't know exactly why we're here. Secret meeting implies secret.
We've crossed a lot of people recently, so it's best
So
to
no name dropping?
no.
Not
Don't
if we
try-
can help it.
Yes.
Ooh,
Back
Abaddon
at the caravan. When we're back at the caravan, and I was like, no one tell anyone my real name. And just out in the middle, you're like, oh yeah, I think Auric Firesong over there. And I was just like, it was like the first
This is a
friend
good
you made in the
moment.
caravan. It was like the very first friend in the caravan you made. I'm sorry,
Okay.
that memory came back into my head.
So, okay, wait, but on that note though, Abaddon is gonna pull everybody in and just be like, wait a minute. Does everybody have their same names?
We can come up with aliases for anyone other than the law here, I suppose.
Do we need them? And Eric, do I still have to call you?
This
Trogdor?
one is Trogdor.
Oh wait, he's still. Dude, okay.
But when you say it, you have to sing it. It's not just Trogdor. It's Trogdor! Trogdor. They call me Trogdor the Burninator.
Auric Firesong is dead.
Long live Trogdor the Burninator.
Do we need an alias, or can I just call you who you are other than Trogdor? I'm whispering this, by the way.
I have no fear of who I am.
Okay.
Unless they are directly linked to our enemies, they should not know our names here. But we don't know how far the cult's reach stretches. I think caution, but as long as we're just with each other, I think we'll have strength in numbers. Probably shouldn't wander off from each other for long.
I call this one the old man anyways, I do. Now just like elbow or not.
Or not just
oh,
smiles. Yeah. The older you are as a
Abaddon will
dwarf,
let
the more
go.
respected you are. He's like, he respects my authority. is what Erdnot's thinking.
So instead of accidentally like trying to thinking he's gonna elbow him in the ribs, Arik forgets just how short NAT is. So when he goes like, yeah, right? He accidentally just clips him in the head. Like, oops. Sorry, old man.
So.
Well, let's go find some trinkets then.
Let's go find out on something shiny.
Are there any street vendors
that we can buy?
Any, like,
not
meat on a stick or like alcohol?
So you're currently in the C ward, and it is, you know, a little bit higher class area. As you're going through and heading to the south, I'm going to assume you guys are walking more to the south towards the trade ward. You see some vendors along the side, but it's kind of like being in Boston, like certain areas of Boston where like, you know, you can get things cheaper than what you're seeing. You're like, oh shit, like that rope is like 50 gold, when really I know now that it should probably be like 15. And there's nothing special, there's nothing different about it. It's just you're in a higher class area. There aren't a lot of like street shops. A lot of the shops here are established brick and mortar buildings.
So we're on Newberry Street. We want to.
Yeah, the whole ward.
We want to go south.
Yeah.
Where the riffraff is.
I know this is
yeah,
D&D
we're heading down
all.
to Southie.
I know this is D&D and all, DM, but
like
I wasn't expecting to get personally attacked like that.
Should always expect personal attacks in D&D. So you
and the Spanish Inquisition.
Inquisition.
So walking southwards, we just kind of like stumble into the market.
Yeah, so heading more to the south, you'd end up in the market. So you head into the castle ward. Things start to change only very slightly. Still very expensive looking. A lot of people walking around in you know, dresses and or dressier clothing, hats and fancy laces and things like that, high heel shoes, clean clothing. They are looking at you as you walk through, since you all have a little bit rougher look about you. But you do head into the market. You can see that the buildings around you are a little bit more administrative looking as well. It's kind of like this is where the post office is type stuff. And you can see, looking here, this whole area that you see here, this is a large mountain. This is Waterdeep, Mount Waterdeep. So up against it, as you can see off in the distance, up against the mountain is Waterdeep Castle, off in the distance, and it's just a little bit more of a clearly expensive area. So you head over and end up in this kind of open area with stalls all around, and this is very clear. It's almost like how when you were in El Terrell and you came across that the High Harvest Tide Festival, and there was like the open market where you got the rope. So it's like that, except a little bit more expensive looking. But you can see like embassy buildings and stuff as you're walking in. So make an investigation check, Abaddon, to see what you can find.
Can Zen give her the help action to give her advantage?
Yeah, you both can look. Zan's keeping an eye out for you, so you roll with advantage. What did I say? Investigation?
Yeah.
Probably should have been perception.
God, I don't even remember how to
So you can either
don't remember how to play.
Press C to bring up your character sheet and then just click on investigation, or I have all of your tokens at the bottom and you can hover over yourself and...
Wait, don't give me any choices yet.
Or if you want,
I can't handle it.
If you want, do you have the bar up top that says magic items, inventory, future skills?
That if she hovers over her token, that will happen.
Oh.
Okay, so I opened up my character sheet, and then I'm doing an investigation check, correct?
Yep. If you click on it, it will ask you if you want to do normal, advantage, or disadvantage.
Ooh. I'm good at investigation. Advantage?
Yep. As you and
Yeah.
Zan,
I'm gonna find the best stuff there. The best junk you got.
I
Bring
demand
me
your
your
best
best
keychains and snow globes.
so you are looking through. You can see all these carts and stalls. There are areas where there's fruits and vegetables. There are I'm picturing, even though it wouldn't be exactly like this, it would kind of be more like the stalls and stuff that I saw in Honolulu, as opposed to, I'm picturing Barbados, but that would probably be in the trade ward more. But you see like these covered stalls and carts, some of them with clothing, and then like jewelry. Kind of picture like the Fairhaven Homecoming Fest.
Oh, I got it.
Like
I
pottery,
got it.
pottery booths and jewelry booths, and like some with like mood rings, and then the next stall has the exact same mood rings, but they like cost just like a little bit more.
That one guy with the $5 lobster rolls.
Yes. There's these food vendors. And you do find, so you're looking for like a little trinket that you can hang off. You do find a jewelry maker. There are a bunch of them, but you're kind of drawn over to this one particular one that's got different. It's like it is musical themed. Like there are these little charms that are in the shapes of different types of instruments. And you're drawn over there as you're thinking of like, oh yeah, harmony. I wonder if I could, get something from harmony. And the little trinket that they had given to you is hanging off of one of your horns to the side. So kind of just dangles a little bit as you walk, and is always a reminder of your time with Harmony, the
like
bar.
A shrimp.
The bar tiefling. So you go over and you can see there's silver and like little bits of gold.
Oh, we got a raid.
Third raid. Hey, initiative league. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you for the raid. So
Shrimp dangles.
So you approach this stall, and it's kind of set on these like stilt, like not the stall itself, but the overhang. It's almost like a lacy type of it doesn't really protect against like rain or anything, but it does give a little bit of shade from the sun. And you step forward into it, and there is looks to be like a half elf male standing there. Got some little bit fancier clothing, that long, like a dirty blonde, almost kind of brownish hair that's got like braids on the side, and their hands are like this as you come in, and they're like, welcome. How can I help you? Please take a look. I handmade. I make all of the items myself.
Am I entering by myself? Was I the only one that kind of noticed this?
Well, is it a place you
anybody?
enter? I thought it was like a street cart.
Yeah, no, it's like an open market, and it's this stall with like a little bit of like a lacy kind of like tent overhang, just like Fairhaven Homecoming.
Ooh, look at it. Hi.
Hi,
You.
hello. Yes, if I can answer any questions, just please feel free. Take a look. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Anything that can you show me the stuff that you have that makes any music or notes, or that I could play?
Sure.
Do you have that kind of thing?
So they kind of pull up a little it's a little musical charm that it looks like a little music box. It's like fits in the palm of your hand, and they're like, this little one plays a little ditty here if you open it, and they open it up, and it goes like ding, 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 ding. But it's very, very tiny. It's kind of one of those things where like, I don't know how anybody could actually make this without some kind of magic. Like, how does this make noise? But they present it out to you like, please and it's made of silver, and you can open and close it. When you close it, the music stops when you open it, but it hangs on a little charm, and it looks like it's probably made of like silver and maybe like a little bit of copper that's been... The detail is very, very fine.
It sounds pretty nice.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Oh, he called me honey.
You hear Bob in your head. He's like, punch him in the face.
I will laugh just like I did. Abaddon is gonna laugh just like I did when you said it. Just like a guffaw right into the guy's face.
And the half elf is like, trying, like the facial expression kind of falters just a little bit, but is still like, all right, what's this crazy looking fucking tiefling doing? Are they gonna buy this shit or what? Like that's going, like, it's all over their face. That's exactly what they're asking. They're like,
how much?
oh,
For such a beautiful item.
Oh, you're sweet. This is actually 1 gold.
1 gold?
Yeah. You can see the detail inside, and they like kind of take it back out of your hand, that like gentle kind of like, eh. once you kind of question the amount, you're like, yes, you can see the detail in here. This particular piece took me about a month to put together, but it does play music.
Oh, you made it yourself?
Yes, I make everything here myself. And they're looking at you, but they're also kind of like, you can see their eyes darting to everybody else that's in the group, just to make sure nobody's like taking anything from the stall.
Not picks one up, and he just really examines it closely. And how well is it made?
They're very well made.
Looking for the made in China sticker.
Yeah, like I was trying to see it. It's like, I made this, but it's like really inside. It's not even in China. It's made in like Vietnam.
No, so this yeah, no, this is made very well. And the fact that they're like, these items that you can see around, they are made with like silvers. There are little tiny gemstones in some of them. There are like music boxes. Everything is very, very tiny and fits on a little charm or a little chain. There are musical notes, musical instruments. Some of the little lutes, they look like there's little strings that you could almost pluck if you could be that tiny. Almost like they're made for fairies. They're very intricate.
Ark's gonna look over at Abaddon and ask, do you like this? Do you like this one?
Beautiful. Do you think they have anything more expensive? Maybe something with a jewel. What do you think?
Ernat would put down the one after examining it and go, "It's pretty good quality." And then he just mumbles under his breath, "For an elf."
Thank you.
For an elf.
More expensive? More expensive, did I hear someone say? I do have the more expensive ones. This one over here, and they pull out another little charm that it's similar to the one that you saw, except this one has tiny little gems that are inlaid into it, and it's like impossibly small, but it still plays music as like he opens it up, and it's a different tune this time, but it's like this one also plays a little ditty. But as you can see...
By Jack and Diane.
Huh? What?
A little ditty by Jack and Diane. About Jack and Diane.
It says you can see the little gems are inlaid, and they make the symbol of Selune in this one. As you can see, that's the god of the night and the moon, basically.
Oh, I was gonna say, maybe to Vidania, is this bullshit, or is Selune really a thing?
Yeah, you know that Selune is a real god.
Oh, okay.
Goddess. Yeah. You've heard of them, of her.
And how many? What's the cost of this one?
Well, this one with all of the little gemstones inlaid, this one is 4 gold.
Ooh, it's so glittery.
It is. Would you like to hold it in your hand?
I'd love to.
Here you go, honey. Hands it back to you. Here.
Can I just open it and it plays, or do I have to wind something?
Nope, you just open it and it plays. Like ding, 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 ding.
I'll take it.
Great. Would you like for me to wrap this up for you, or will you just be taking it and wearing it?
Oh, I'll just be wearing it, and I'm gonna put it directly in the mix of jewels and shit in my hair and horns.
Okay. Like, it looks fabulous. That'll be 4 gold. And can I help anyone else in this very eclectic group of yours with any other items?
Who sells the best alcohol around here?
Alcohol. And they kind of look at each of you, and they say, well, how much are you looking to spend?
Depends on the quality.
What kind of company are you looking to keep? Maybe that's the way I should ask the question.
The company that's around me right now. I'm always open to meeting new folk, though.
I think not. What they're asking is, do we want to take the risk that we're going to get stabbed while having an ale?
Well,
Is there any other way to drink?
We would not like to go to a place where we could get stabbed. That is not where we want to go, or not. We'd like a more quiet place, someplace not too rowdy.
Those places aren't as fun.
so they again kind of are like, as you're speaking, they're nodding, but they're kind of looking at you. Dog. They're looking at you up and down a little bit, kind of taking in all of the clothing that you're wearing. This dog is staring at me now, so I have to put her out. But they look at you and they're like, well, so, although the name is not particularly, you could go to the Inn of the Dripping Dagger. There is that in the trade ward, or you say you're not looking to get stabbed, so perhaps the bowels of the earth is not where you would like to go, but is also an option. And again, that's going to be to the south. Sorry, this dog has 12. She's attacking me.
We want to avoid the dead dwarf diner, if at all possible.
The dripping dagger sounds nice.
I want to know where we can meet Babe.
At a tavern.
Right,
Perhaps.
but I mean like young people.
At a tavern.
Erdnot, you do realize that everyone is young compared to you, right? But not everyone is young compared to some of us.
No, I suppose. Just generally, it's where your taverners, where you meet the folk.
I think Avedon asked where is the best place to meet young people.
Well, of the two I mentioned, the Inn of the Dripping Dagger is a lot more cozy, joyful.
Is that a euphemism, or is it of what type? I think Avedon is hoping. I'm not quite sure what she is looking for as far as daggers and stabbings go.
Thank you for the raid, Table Troop.
Oh shit!
Hey, thanks for the raid.
You just walked into we don't know if we're gonna go if this place that we're looking for is a brothel for Avedon or not.
More
I mean,
Yes, it
you
assholes.
just cut right to
Sounds
the
like it.
chase and say where's the nearest brothel.
I know, right?
I don't want to pay for it. I just bought this shit.
That's why that's why you have
Avedon
all
likes
that
to
sweet
seduce.
deception.
She doesn't like to pay.
This is
That's
my
why she has
bait
that-
She's a
magnet.
hunter.
she has those persuasion and deception modifiers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so they're like, yes, you're gonna. I would say the inn of the dripping dagger. That's you look like you would fit in quite well there. Quite well. As
Thanks.
the bowels of the earth is always an option.
Oh, we got
Thank you for the raid.
another raid. Holy crap!
Awesome.
Thank
Gallium?
you.
Thank you. Nice to
Were we gonna do another giveaway, or was that the one that we?
Double raid from Allie.
That is the one that I have. I only had the one.
All right. I only asked because we had 44 people, and if we were gonna do another one, I would have done giving everybody a.
Oh,
Is that the
does
monthly-
Avedon have to roll any wild magic for any reasons yet?
No, she hasn't done any spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've been thinking about it.
1 second, I'll be right back.
All I have to do is cast a spell at the first level, and then the wild magic.
Are you talking to us or the ghost?
I was talking to you.
Okay.
Literally right in this elf's face. just talking like this.
I'm going to cover up my mouth so you can't tell if I'm talking to you.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is turning into like
So I think I see where this is going now.
What?
Operation Get Avedon laid.
Avedon is trying to keep the streak going of
Because we
the
need a
only one to pick up anyone in the game.
Well, I mean, Harmony's been on my mind. I have this new cute music box to show off, and it's at the perfect height for somebody to like, come here. You can't hear it from over there. Smush
Come
your
sit
face
on my lap.
inside.
That's the only way it works.
Exactly.
Hey, we got more giveaway entries for all. Everybody in chat who would like to be entered into the monthly giveaway. Arik has graciously redeemed the giveaway entries for all. So just spam some emotes. Anybody who spams some emotes for the next couple of seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, I'll just add your name to the list and you get entered into our monthly giveaway, which is a copy of the Adventure Begins D&D board game that we are giving away this month. So, Beluga again.
Let's
Yeah,
make an
two.
emote that's a tin of spam.
Actually, I might have one that's spam. Hold on, let me look.
Like I said, I do it because I have all those points that I'm not doing anything with. So.
Spam some emotes, everybody, and you'll be entered in. All right, we've got Beluga. We've got Hope.
What?
We've got Cheese Cat.
Nick Cheese.
Cheese.
Roll the 1. And Graham. And Bankai Billy. Hey, Bankai Billy.
It's
It's like a
hilarious.
cowboy name, right? Like, I like. I'm just
Bankai
picturing like
Billy.
a train heist right there.
And Bazzy Games.
At least hilarious that her first session back in a while, and it's like it ends. It's gonna end with like, hey, let's see what we can do with Avedon getting her lead.
Beowulf,
I
the
miss you guys
giveaway.
so much.
This particular giveaway is the monthly one, so it is what day is it today? It'll probably be done on the 3rd of April. It's for the Adventure Begins game. Table troop. Another group of massholes right there.
Go.
Out of Medway. And Beowulf. I'm giving it to you too. Okay, so all right, so the half elf is standing there, and then they start to see some other people kind of like looking at their stall, and they're like, yes, so if you're looking for the brothels and the fest halls, they exist throughout the city. I don't partake, so you'll want to probably ask anyone else other than me. Thank you for your patronage. And they kind of scoot over to someone else. Yep.
Before they do that, Ark's gonna pull out 1 gold coin and just slide it across, and just in return for that first one, the 1 gold piece music box.
Oh, he wants to take that one.
I thought you were just like going back to gracious tipping.
Oh no, that was before I understood how money worked in this universe.
Okay, and like, thank you so much for your.
Won't really say anything. Just...
I appreciate. Would you like this in a box, or will you just be wearing it?
I'll just take it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck on your search. It comes on a little chain, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Ark will put it in one of his pouches.
Abaddon's just gonna leave it open near her ear.
Okay.
What was that?
I said Abaddon's gonna leave it like open, so it's playing the whole walk near hanging near her ear.
She's like doing that.
Headphones.
She's doing that thing where you just have the one earbud in,
Yeah.
so you can keep up
Like
with
I'm doing
everyone.
right now.
She's the person on the train or on the bus who's listening to their phone, the music on the phone,
Just like
and everyone is
everybody.
like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
just why?" Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's just some SoundCloud rapper that nobody's ever heard of before.
So are you all heading to the Inn of the Dripping Dagger?
The Dripping Dagger.
Let's do it. You know what?
With a name like that, we need to.
That's
All right.
Zan, usually the voice of reason, Zan, but this calls for a celebration.
I
So
agree.
did we lose Annie? Did she say?
Yeah, one of the kids has a fever.
Oh, okay.
Kid's sick.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that sucks.
Okay. So all right. So you guys head down to the south, heading through the streets, and you notice as you go through the castle ward, you get closer and closer to the Waterdeep Castle. You can see this huge building against the Mount Waterdeep, kind of almost built into the mountain in some places. And you head down this main thoroughfare here into the trade ward, asking directions along the way. It takes a little while to get there, as you don't know exactly where you're going, and there's all these different things to see. Administrative building, embassies kind of throughout the castle ward where you are. So you head down. You start to notice a little bit of a difference in the way that people are dressed as you head to the south. It starts to get a little bit more, a little bit busier. The merchants are starting to get set up along the side streets. There are more things being sold. Carts with fruits and vegetables and meats and all of the different types of things. It's more filled with merchants. Like the trade ward is it's a very descriptive name for this area as you're going.
DM, did we see any activity up at the Waterdeep Castle? Is there anything going on up there?
It is fairly busy all around. You're still too far away as you're going along that main road to see anything in particular that might be happening at the castle. But there is you can see people entering and exiting from like the main entrance walled in area around the castle, but it's huge and you're still too far away. I wonder if I have an image of it actually, or a scene of the Waterdeep Castle. So I will actually me view this one and see. This is some art, official art actually, from Vincent Price. So I'm gonna activate this
Like
for you.
the Vincent Price?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Price. Pros. Vincent Pros.
Pros, okay. What did it say?
I didn't know he did that.
So as you're going through, you can see it starts to get a little bit yeah, you can see the castle up ahead of you, and then you know the
What's up with these flying dudes?
so these are you know of these are the Griffin Riders that are throughout the cities of Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep. This is how your cousin sends
Oh, okay.
sends the messages so quickly between it's the Birds of a Feather Griffin riding service. Also, you would know that, like, if they've got Griffin Riders to send mail, they're going to have Griffin Riders to help defend the city. So they have multiple purposes, really.
Right. Makes sense.
So you continue through the trade district. I'm just going to pull up my page on the Inn of the Dripping Dagger, so that I can give you a little bit more information. Oh my god, this dog.
As we've been walking, can I roll like a perception, just see if anybody? I know people have been looking at us, but like, I don't know. Like, I want to see if like anybody makes like a sort of recognizes us, makes any sort of face of recognition of any sort.
Yeah, you can roll a perception to see if anybody's like looking at you. What yeah, roll a perception, we'll see what you see.
Fucking shit. Rolls. It's not changed.
As you're going through, people are kind of like looking at you guys, but it could just be you're in a big city and you see all different types of people through this city. It's, again, mostly humans, but there's a
I was just looking for like, just people looking and then making a oh them kind of face or something.
Yeah, no. So you see people looking, but you are unable to notice anybody who's giving you any kind of like stink eye that makes you think like maybe they might be part of the cult. You don't see anybody giving any secret hand signals as you're going through. You do notice, along with humans, you can see all kinds of, tabaxi and Leonin, and there are rodent folk and half elves, full elves of varying races, halflings, gnomes. There are a bunch of different races within this city. So as you continue on getting into more of the trade district here, you see an old inn. I'm just gonna read what it says here. That's on the east side of High Road. And as you're getting closer, you can see that it has a fieldstone street level floor that is like pierced by a few squat. This dog needs to go to the freaking vet because this head shaking thing is driving me nuts. These iron barred arched windows.
Just got pine sap stuck in it.
There's a row of iron and amber glass lamps that run along the front of the inn, and it illuminates this hanging dripping dagger signboard that kind of swings a little bit at the entry door. And you see that the door is covered in a bunch of like blood stains and like nicks and cuts in the door itself. So you can also
real blood stains, or is it like paint to look like blood?
Nope. Weapon scars, blood stains on the door. You can see that there's timber on the upper floors, and a lot of people coming inside, in and out.
So it's a charming place. You guys want to go in?
It has character. Oh,
All
let's
I
see
can
you,
hear is
girl.
the music in my head. So I was just like ready to stroll in because I've got the music box going.
She's just jamming. She's
Yeah. Like,
walking in the street, pointing at everybody like. Hey.
ping, 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 ping.
So you can see also up at the top, it looks like it has a flat roof, and you can see these carved stone griffins that are like sticking out of it a little bit, and birds are perched up on the top. And let's see. It looks as though it's a flat roof, which is available for like the griffin riders to come and kind of land on it if they wanted to. And there does appear to be a stable that is like behind and a little bit south of the inn, with some like old trees like right behind as you're looking past it. That looks like you could relax under it if you wanted to.
Are there horses?
No horses.
Are there griffins?
Nope. Not at this particular moment.
All right, well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, I'll just conga line in.
Okay, so you head in. You head into...
Erdnot, before you drink, in this establishment, no complaining about the quality of the ale. Otherwise, it's going to start a problem. Someone will get stabbed. It'll be one of our blood on that door.
Ale is my profession and religion. If it's terrible, I am duty-bound by the gods to tell them it's shit.
Fighting, killing, sometimes dying is my profession. But I'm not going to do it because you couldn't stomach the ale.
In your
No bitching about
duty, in your duty and oaths, do you have to say it immediately? Could you wait until our last visit in the establishment before?
Would be polite to let him know that his stuff is shit and not tell him right away so he can correct it.
Perhaps if it is all owned by a dwarf, other cultures tend to take offense to being so abrupt, especially when they are hard at work.
Perhaps. Do appreciate good work.
I mean,
Be nice.
if it's good, by all means tell them. But if it's bad, why don't we keep our low profile for a little bit longer before you write a bad Yelp review?
You know, I've lived amongst humans for quite a while.
Sometimes I question that, Erdnot.
Yet you seem to piss off every single one that you happen to meet. I wonder why that is, Erdnot.
They're so thin-skinned.
So
Hey, if you get us kicked out, I'm gonna be a little fired.
you hear Bob in your head. Abaddon just goes, leaves the dwarf outside. Boop him again. Why don't you boop him again?
All I know is, Erdnot, if you get us into trouble here on our mission, I'm gonna tie you up in that stable over there. And we're gonna leave you there until we're leaving. No trouble. No complaining about the ale. Not this time.
He just laughs because he thought that was funny.
All right. So are you heading into the bar?
Yep.
Yes.
Or not, just walks past everybody and opens the door.
All right.
Eric is just gonna go, oh, Christ.
So heading
Or
in.
God, Tempest.
Zan thinks that we had a great moment, so Zan's just smiling like this is going to be a great experience.
We really got through to him, didn't we? Really talked
I think
sense into
we are
now.
making progress. I
He's
really
gonna
do.
come around.
All right. So you guys head in, and you see it's pretty like jovial in here. This might actually be the same music I used before. So heading in, it's very actually dark in here, and I'm gonna say a couple like you're getting on almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All of this traveling around, chatting, going through the marketplace. So it's got this dark, low-ceilinged tap room. just like most taverns that you see. There's a stair beside the bar that leads up to the inn rooms, and there's this private dining room that's like out behind the stairs that's currently closed off to you. It's pretty simple, but it looks comfortably furnished and welcoming. There are a bunch of different warrior guests. You can see people of different types. They all look to be like adventuring and mercenary types. People are laughing and joking. There are people playing dice and cards and board games. Let's see. Whoops. I actually have a whole thing I could show you. But I won't. Let's see. There's like laughter all around, and a couple of the tables look like there are people there who might be getting a little bit rowdy in terms of, you know, fighting each other or playing a game, and it looks like people are starting to get a little bit upset. Let's see. Behind the bar, you can see a middle-aged looking. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Okay. You can see this middle-aged looking human who's just standing there, big smile on their face, male, cleaning some items on the bar, and you also see four waitresses, mostly human. Looks to be a halfling amongst the group, and some people in the back. There appears to be like a kitchen in the back, and yeah, it's a pretty quiet. Not quiet. It's the opposite of quiet. It is a jovial and joyful atmosphere.
Hernan just walks up to the bar and nods at the barkeep. Get his attention.
Looks at you, big smile on his face, and he says, "Welcome in. How can I help you?"
Greetings. I'll take your best ale.
All right.
From behind him, Arik's just gonna go, be nice. Gritting through his teeth.
So he says, "Well, we've got ale, we've got stout, mead, czar, sherry." There's actually a pretty decent menu here, and so he kind of goes through what they have. He's like, "Ale, I'm not gonna say it's the best. We've only got your run-of-the-mill, you know, swill, and it's 1 copper for a hand
Alright.
keg."
Do you make the drinks here, or do you import them?
We imported.
What would you say is your best? I'll take whatever the best is.
Well, we do have the Elverquist. That's pretty popular if you want the best. That's gonna be 4 gold for a hand keg.
Alright. Bring it here.
Alright, and for the rest of you?
Zan will take the ale.
Same.
shit,
Take
D&D.
the common swill.
Alright, D&D 214 dice. Thank you for the biddies.
Hey, thank you.
You can give two 1d6 inspirations if you'd like, or you can give 10 1d4s, or you could give rerolls if you want. Like, the choice is yours, really. Thank you so much. And that inspiration bar is going up. You just let us know how you want to divvy that up. Nobody's dead, so you don't have to bring anybody back to life.
Hey, give it time. Give it time. Just fine. I still have plenty of time to die.
So I've got 1 Elverquist. Sorry, what was the rest that was happening?
2 ales, and then if Abaddon wanted something.
Oh,
Well, let's just go one on.
Abaddon danced over to the dice game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the ales
Arik's
are
gonna-
1 copper.
Arik's just gonna grab it too.
Okay. So the ales are 1 copper. They're simple enough. The Elverquist is 4 gold. Erdnos had that before in I don't know if it was Baldur's Gate. I think it was El Terrell. You've had it. There's different foods.
Was this the one that made me think like the people were attractive?
Perhaps I'm gonna have to look that up. Elverquist, D&D. It's a ruby colored, so it's a ruby colored drink that's distilled from sunshine and rare summer fruits.
Okay, yeah, I think that was the one that like that did get him like tipsy or something, and he even Vidanya and Abaddon and Micaiah ended up looking quasi attracted to him.
Let's
Drink
see.
a couple more of those, and even Zan and Arika's are gonna start looking really attractive to her now.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that, but it is.
I think I had like 2 or 3 of them, and you had me roll like for drunk, like drunk
beer goggles. I think we said beer goggles.
Yeah.
It's like Arik's got the goggles of night, Erdnot's got the goggles of beer.
Okay, so a D6 to Arik and a D6 to Abaddon. So you guys could write that down. I only have the inspirations, but I don't have like the types. So you have 1 D6 inspiration that you can use at any point. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Now we've got a pun off going on in the chat. So you guys get your drinks.
Pun off. It's the air horns. I don't have any. It's just me making weird noises with my fingers.
It's alright, we all just sat there and let you do it. Like, how long is it gonna go for?
People just like watching me going da 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 da. They're like, yeah, nope, we're leaving.
Like
this channel.
offensive. What is this game? Okay, so.
Oh, geez, D&D. It's just, those are great ale horns. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Jesus.
I don't find any puns good. That's not true. I do laugh at all the puns that are done, but it's I'm offended by all puns. Okay, so we
Which is every reason for everyone to keep posting puns. Keep offending our DM.
The mediator. That was good too.
Oh, Graham.
Jesus.
Not you too. Okay, so
Oh my god, they won't stop. What have we done?
The
It's
pun off
1,
has been
2,
called.
3,
It
4,
cannot stop
5,
until someone has died.
That's in a
that's
row.
intense. Okay, so yeah, you guys just kind of like, it's almost midnight, so I'm just gonna say you guys are able to drink your drinks and whatnot. There's a lot going on in this particular area. You hear about so I'm gonna read some lore that you hear about. So you hear that people are there's a lot of like famous mercenaries that have stayed in this particular inn, and one of the wait staff comes over and like fills you in on a little bit of how this inn is like, by common consent, it's considered neutral ground where like rivals and sworn enemies will stay together amicably, or at least tolerantly. And before they created their own keep, which has since been destroyed, this company of crazed venturers lived in this inn, and it was always a really favorite place to drink. There were longtime regulars that still talk about the time they used a wish spell to teleport back from a disaster in a nearby dungeon and shattered the bar with their arrival. Unfortunately, they appeared without any of their equipment and then were closely followed by their teleporting foes.
Wait, what?
Huh?
That sounds familiar. Closely followed by their teleporting foes.
Yes, and they had none of their stuff. There is another tale that people tell of a princess of Cormyr which is actually in the area. Unfortunately, Micaiah isn't here at the moment, but in the area where Micaiah is from, a princess named Alosair Nakasia. When still a girl, she gave her lady attendants and guards the slip when her father was attending a meeting with one of the lords in Waterdeep. And she wandered into this bar, and she was happily playing with the warriors in the tap room while the city watch and all of the guards were like searching for her upside down, turning everything over. And they were like dreading having to report her disappearance to her father. And after the daggers, so the dripping daggers, patrons had mock wrestled with her and tossed her from hand to hand until she was winded. They let her sip like alcohol that she should not have had, and they disarmed her, showed her how to do it to others. They were in the midst of showing her how to throw daggers when the city watch came in, and they laugh and tell you that it's a good thing that the watch's lead officer was swift, because Alosair had just flung a dagger at the battered inside of the front door when he opened it, and he like grabbed onto the dagger as it came towards him. And the most astonishing thing they said was that no one in the dagger knew that she was a princess. And her father's most astonishing his most astonishing thing to him was the number of unsuitable jokes that she learned in the brief hour or so that she was in there. Her lifelong habit of muttering "stop me vitals" under her me vittles? Stop me vittles under her breath comes from the childhood visit to the Inn of the Dripping Dagger.
Abaddon's looking for someone to yell that.
Stop me vittles. Stop me vittles.
Right in me vittles.
So this is where a lot of people go. And you learn that the proprietor is named Filiare. You can also sleep here if you want to. It's 1 silver per night per guest, and it comes with a bowl of soup, a mug of ale, and a round loaf of bread for your breakfast in the morning.
Bread soup for breakfast. I like it.
Yeah. So, unless there's anything else you all want to do in Waterdeep in particular for like the next couple of days, I'm going to assume that at least over the next 2 days, Zan, going to Halimbar's Lutes and Harps, Halimbar would recognize you and show you in. The rest of you would not be allowed in. So you'd be allowed into Halimbar's Lutes and Harps, but in terms of going into the back, that would not be a thing. So Zan would have to do this on his own, although the group could go, like, pretend to peruse inside. And one thing inside of Halimbar's Lutes and Harps that you all would be pretty struck by is a small, dark traveling harp that sits on its own velvet-covered plinth, and it's above the reach of anybody who could grab it. And it plays on its own soft ballads and lays of the north and whatnot. And he keeps it very... Halimbar, the proprietor, keeps it out of reach and very well guarded. He would show you around, you know, knowing that you're not going to really probably buy anything. Most of the instruments that are in the lutes and harps are 1,000 gold, if not more. And he does have some smaller pieces that apprentices...
None of us are bards either.
Yeah, you don't have any bards. I mean, you've got Micaiah, but...
Did she multi-class into bard?
No, but she plays the guitar. So... You do have Zan going underneath into the basement, following down those stairs. You would recognize the familiar... hey, we've got a YouTube subscriber. Thanks, Robin Foster. You recognize Brianna Cuddlescar, the human woman who is in her like mid-20s, Very dark skin with dark eyes and the straight black hair that flows freely past her elbows. She was the one who tattooed you. And in speaking with her, she indicates to you that she will get in touch with Leosin, and that she does know that on the 16th of Deep Winter, you should be outside of the castle Waterdeep and wait for Leosin to meet with you.
Just Zan?
No, that's where you all should be meeting him.
Okay.
So unless there is any,
Is this the next day?
this is sometime in the next. Yeah, it can be the next day. It's sometime in the next couple of days from when you get there.
Okay.
So if there is, we will pick up on the 16th of Deep Winter, next Saturday, so that we can get deep into the beginning, the technical beginning of Rise of Tiamat, and you can meet up with Leosin Erlenthar at the entrance to the Waterdeep Castle.
All right. I say throughout the week in the Discord, we continue some of the story in the tavern and do some downtime RP roleplay shenanigans in there because we haven't for a long time. So anybody who is in our Discord server, those are usually very entertaining. So, I mean, Abaddon's looking to score. Ernot's connoisseuring the drinks.
Ernot's doing Gordon Ramsay impression every tavern we go to.
So
This is absolute shit ale.
Fucking donkey.
So you know what? I am gonna end.
I was gonna say Ernot. That's why he asked. Like, if you do you make this here? You make it yourself? Dude's like, nah, I just buy it. It's like, so he's not. Even if it was shit, he's not gonna berate the dude for like having shit, because sometimes you just order from the bad supplier. But if the person was a brewer, then he'd be like, this kind of shit you need. Let me help you with the recipe. Actually, maybe he'll ask this guy if it's bad. Maybe he'll ask this guy where.
Imagine he's like, I don't know, some other dwarf. You might know him. His name, Erdnot Brew Bottles place. I don't know. That's where we get all this shitty ale.
I expected Erdnot to throw a pitch in there when he found out that the guy buys ale. I was expecting the sales pitch, like he's gonna pull out like like one of those like black jugs with 3 X's on it. He's like, try this.
Well, you see, Erdnot's not a merchant anymore. He hasn't been a merchant for 156 years. Like,
so I'm gonna end it though right here. I'm gonna end with this one thing that happens on the 16th of Hammer, as you guys exit where you've been staying. Also, just mark off it's 1 silver piece per day for each of you. But as you guys exit where you're staying and you start heading down the streets of Waterdeep, in the direction of the castle Waterdeep, you notice a sudden shift in the wind. It's the morning of the 16th, the day that you're supposed to meet with Leosin. It's a clear day, 64 degrees. Very nice day.
In winter,
and as you are walking through the streets of the trade ward towards the castle ward, there's this sudden shift in the wind that brings with this strange sense of unease to the entire party. The feeling is akin to the drop in air pressure before the approach of like a deadly storm, or faint tremors that are felt from a landslide or earthquake far away. And you notice that you're not the only ones who have noticed this feeling. The city around you, as you are walking through the streets, goes unnaturally quiet all of a sudden. There are no dogs barking, there's no birds squawking, everything, even the street vendors, everybody around you all gets quiet. And the silence lasts only a moment before the normal sounds of Waterdeep like return and mask this unexplained sensation. But I am going to make one roll.
Jeez, this is terrifying.
As you are standing there,
Two riders were approaching, and the wind began to howl.
Oh my god.
Come on, don't look at me blank face. You know what I'm doing.
So,
sing it.
As you are all walking, the city starts to come back to normalcy, and then you suddenly hear Vidania in your group. She just lets out this like horrible scream and falls to the ground in front of you all, like clutching at her back for a moment, and then kind of falls to her side almost in like a fetal position, and is just like gritting her teeth and going like ah as you notice her like kind of grab at the small of her back where you all know that the scarring tattoo is. You see all the people around you kind of look over like eyes wide as she's just like trying to hold herself together, and that is where we will pick up on Saturday.
Oh Christ.
Oh.
Here comes Gozer the Gozerian. choose the form of your destructor.
So we are going to raid somebody with this fantastic group of people that we have with us. We have 30-something people with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. That is insane. We are so happy to have our Lauren back, waiting for our Rachel, who hopefully her children will let her eventually return to our game.
Maybe we'll get like triple the people when they're both back, because we know that like they only came to see her.
Yes, they only came to see Lauren. Lauren's a beautiful face. So
it is awesome to see her back on, even though it's not in person, even though she's in the stream. It's awesome to see the little face up there.
Yes, I mean we're missing Annie, but you know life is just not kind to our group at the moment, so it is what it is.
We had a really good run for like most of the year.
Yeah, we did pretty well.
Yeah, to be honest, with a group of 7 people, I mean, almost 9 out of 10 memes that I see always have to do with like how players like their time never lines up for games.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, you have me and me and me and me, and it's like, Sunday isn't great for me, and then it all falls out, you know. But you had for the longest time 7 people. It's like,
oh yeah, we did really great actually. So we are going to raid, but first I remembered my credits, so I want to thank. We're going to do thank you to everybody. So for our cheers, our biddies, D&D 214 Dice, thank you so much for the bits. Our new followers, Thealium, hopefully I'm saying that right. The Balrob, and Windrick.
The Balrub.
Subs and resubs, we've Bazzy Games, D&D 214 Dice, The Big Beefin' Body, Nay 2000, DM Chronicles,
I didn't see that
Bankai Billy, Carnal Canuck, and Sternsy Gaming. Our host, thank you Patsy for the host, thank you so much. And then our raids, we had fucking 5 raids, guys. Eos, Reconto, Initiative League, The Compound, Table Troop, and Thealium. Thank you so much for all of that. We appreciate it.
Remember, everybody, you can also support us by buying our merch on our TeePublic shop, and we have a Patreon if you're interested in that, which has fun stuff added to it all the time.
Yes, it is the same price, if not less, actually. I was going to say more, but no, less than becoming a Twitch sub. And you know, we know some people don't want to split the difference between Twitch and the streams that they're supporting. So we have a $1 tier, a $2.50 tier. We're putting lore up all the time. Things are starting to slow down here because I'm trying to find somebody to raid. So sorry about that.
You can continue. We can continue supporting us after you turn 40.
No,
so
that's
definitely
not allowed.
go join the Discord, because someone or another is always talking on there, and we're always sharing memes and pictures, and we've got a ton of people on there with a lot of cool stuff. So go check it out.
D&D 214 Dice. I don't know when you turn 40, but I'm like we're like right behind you. So
Well,
We're just
not
gonna-
not this year, but
Yeah,
we're
within
a
the
couple
next
steps
couple
behind.
years.
Fucking close.
Yeah, we're very close. I should have chosen a different name, but I'm just gonna go with it. We'll just roll with it forever. We'll switch
Always
it up.
always NAT30s in your heart.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We'll just say 40 is the new 30 and 30 is the new 20, so we'll just keep it. We're keeping it that way.
Yeah.
It's the hashtag
Okay.
will just get longer. Okay, so we are gonna raid. Who do we want to raid with all of our lovelies? I don't want to lose anybody while we're trying to figure that out. Does anybody have any suggestions of who they would like to raid? Roll the 1. I know. No, see.
He's still
Oh.
Mealy
I had to
ears?
like try to get one last one in there.
Boom.
All right. So
Say quick pick something so we can't retaliate with one.
all right, we've got TPK roleplay, we've got Dungeon Knights, Roll the Roll, Level Up TTV. There's so many. I'm following so many different streams. It's hard to
Just close your eyes and click one.
All right. How about if nobody else has chosen one? Okay,
Roll a dice and click one.
let's go with the Dice Cult. Is that good? We're gonna go with the Dice Cult.
I don't remember reading them before, so why not?
All right, let's do the Dice Cult. We're gonna go raid them. Thank you so much. We'll see you on our new schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays only. Nothing on Mondays, because I'll be streaming over at I'll be playing at the Wessel House and stream. So just remember that. And
Tuesdays is now a different story with different adventuring group.
Yes.
That's right.
Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated is on Tuesday nights, and you can see Erdnot DM and me play a dork. So, all right. We are rating with 23 viewers. I'll give it another second to see if we got any additional people who want to jump in. And then, yeah, we will see you on Tuesday.
Good night.
All right, good night. Have a good
Thanks
evening.
for watching.
Night.
Where's my YouTube thing?
That was awesome. It was a good I couldn't believe like the rapid fire just chat. It was
I know.
like every time you look at it, scroll back.
Oh.
Yeah, roll the 1.